Action. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? DM Tombstone Belts back here again with another episode of DM Tombstone Live for you guys. And just so you guys know, when I do DM Tombstone Live, it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Anything that happens, just try to keep it family as possible. And yeah, and if you are enjoying my content, and if you're already subscribed to my channel, and you enjoy my content, why don't you hit the like button so I can keep track of the icons above me right there. Obviously, I see it. You guys don't. And if you're new to my channel, want to know what I'm all about, especially all these bad boys right behind me. Check out my main channel. Nearly 650 video, almost nearly 650 videos worth uh, on my channel. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. We're already at 830s. Let's try to keep boosting up, get to 900 soon. Anyway, last night, Saturday night's main event. I mean, what a way to start it off with Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Oh yeah, as well. Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen Saturday Night Main Event last night. I say if you have Peacock, go to the Peacock and watch Saturday Night Main Event. They're on Peacock before listening into this, because what I'm about to say is exactly what happened in that match. So yeah, spoiler alert. Be right back. Just give me 1 second. Give me a second, guys. Oh, hello guys, I'm back. Let's see. King, who's that? King Cowboy, GT. Hi, King Cowboy. How are you? And HG Secret 4949. Hi, how are you guys? Welcome to the live stream. Anyway, have you guys seen Saturday Night Main Event last night? Man, what a show! And I say really fitting for how the show ended. Well, let's first talk about how it started. So let's start off with first off, spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen Saturday Night Main Event, go on to Peacock and watch it there. Next, it was Cody Rhodes against Jacob Fatu. I mean, it wasn't even really a match because as soon as Cody Rhodes came out, as soon as he got to the ring, Jacob Fatu attacked him. The bell didn't even start, and they start brawling everywhere. Security, refs, all of them trying to stop him. It was basically like something you would see out of the Attitude Era type of match. was definitely a great match. I'll tell you that for sure. Or basically, it was a great fight. Then near the end, Drew comes in, throws Jacob Fatu through a table, hits Cody with a low blow, and then hits him with a power bomb through another table, basically stopping them both from fighting, and then walked away. Then let's go on to the next match. It was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. And if you guys didn't know, yesterday we had someone on here by the name of the real Rhea Ripley WWE on here. And I don't know if she was real or not, but if she was, I'd say that'd be a shocker because after all, I would never suspect a WWE superstar to even be showing up on my live streams. But yeah, that match, I mean, it could have gone either way. And nearly when I think it was when Io, Sky, and Rhea were getting close to the win, Roxanne, uh, Raquel Rodriguez comes out and tries to turn into the favorite for the Judgment Day. Then, just before they go in for the win, Stephanie Vaquer comes out and attacks. What's her name? Hey, Ram, how are you? How are you? Welcome to the live stream, Ram. And attacks Rodriguez, obviously because she was attacking her through the time when she was injured. And then out of nowhere, Io and Rhea get, I mean, put the finish up on, I think it was Roxanne, cover 1, 2, 3, and they retain the title. So Team Rio, as they call them, is now still the women's tag team champions. But it's not done yet because they got to face, I think her name is something Jade and Julia, the women's United States champion. I think it's Cora Jade and Julia. Don't quote me on that. In a matchup for the women's tag titles. I don't know if it's going to be on Monday on Raw or if it's going to be on SmackDown or even at the Royal Rumble, which is next week. You know what that means? If Royal Rumble's next week, it means we start the road to WrestleMania Choose a Belt contest. And speaking of belts, I am in the process of now working on the strap, at least tracing out the strap on Jordan Ramsey's Winged Eagle belt. Right now, I'm just gonna. Right now, just gotta take my Winged Eagle belt here, lay it down on the vinyl that I have set up. Yeah, a little extra light here and all that, but yeah. Right now I'm working on gonna be tracing out the strap here for the Winged Eagle. Got my Winged Eagle right there. Opinion for Saturday Night Main Event. It was an okay main event. Still talking about it. Then we had the Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles match. It definitely was a great match. I don't like that. What, the AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura match? I mean, some people could agree how that is, but how do you feel the fact that next week could be AJ Styles' last match if he when he faces Gunther with his career on the line? So, yeah, I think AJ is going to TNA. You think he's going to TNA? Well, I'm not so sure. Why else would he? Why would he go to TNA if he's going to retire from WWE? It'd be kind of odd just for him to go and be a TNA exclusive, even though when they're working with WWE. Man, would hate to see that AJ Styles. Call it quits. He did say this year would be his last, but it's just the beginning of his year of 2026, and I don't feel like he should be going anytime soon. But I would indeed see it fit to think he debuted in WWE at the Royal Rumble 10 years ago, and what better way to go out than in the exact same paper or PLE that he debuted at? Kind of like how they did Undertaker, where he debuted at Survivor Series, but he announced his retirement at Survivor Series with 30 years later. Technically, he did stop wrestling after WrestleMania 26, but they just waited to Survivor Series to do his final goodbye. Still nothing on Pez yet, but I can see that. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. He will end his WWE career, not his whole career. But it would seem pretty odd for him to say that. Kind of like how Sting did that. It didn't seem right. guys. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah. Well, I think I got this all traced out properly on this strap. Just give me 1 second. Now I got the plates out here. Huh. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Huh. I guess that's. Huh. Sorry if I've been running around a lot, but yeah. Next is the Fatal Four Way match with Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and Damian Priest. And obviously, it's it being in Montreal, Canada, Sammy's hometown, a lot of people will be favoring him. And I gotta say, he definitely did deserve that win. Hold on 1 second, folks. Just a little bit of a trace around here. Increase the strap again. Use it on a different thing. Yeah, and now just gonna cut out the strap here. Be right back, guys. Just give me another minute. Coming. Sorry about that, guys. Just getting myself something to eat. Can you live stream when you're watching Royal Rumble? I wish I could, but then again, like I said, my work schedule, there could be chances where I may have to watch those PLEs while I'm at work. Um, Watching them live, I mean, while live streaming, still a bit of a, iffy. Like I said, I don't want to risk, any copyright strikes on my channel. Because I know how it could really do a number on your channel if you end up doing a lot of getting a lot of things that get you copyright struck. And how YouTube now is being more stricter than ever. I don't want to risk that. I mean, I may think about doing something like that where I give my commentary on a live PLE. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll do it when I have a chance to. As well, now that the Royal Rumble is happening in Riyadh, it's probably going to be earlier in the day for that type of PLE. I'm gonna just eat my food right now. for over 20 minutes now. Yes, you probably want. Well, like I said, guys, while I'm working on these belts, I'll let you know. For me, my homemade belts, always use this material. It's just some nice smooth vinyl that I get at the local fabric store. It's it's basically like pleather. I mean, but it feels as close to the real leather belts and a lot better than those stock straps. I'll tell you that for damn sure. And I don't know what you think. Well, why don't you ever use like real leather? Because I when I got this stuff at the Hobby Lobby, I see they do sell leather, like with tools and leather as well. I mean, maybe one day I will give it a shot. But as right now, I'm gonna stick to what I do best. And then when I start feeling experimental using real leather for my belts, I'll give it a try because I know I have to work doing dyes for the leather, the tooling, and I have to learn how to do all this type of stuff. I say I'm just a basic guy and try to do leather work myself. It's kind of hard. But yeah, if I do get it done and do it on my own, that's when I may not have to go contact Random and Neat for send outs and that. I'm just gonna leave this here. I know when I cut this out, trace another one right above it, and hopefully not to mark it up because this one's got all the marks on it. Then flip it over and do another trace for the third and final layer. Then put it all together. Be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Feather. Oh, oh hey, Feather, how are you? Right now, come on, grab the end of this damn thing. All right. guys having a real good, easy, rare first time moment here on DMTombstone Live. Catching me in a moment where I'm actually working on a recent homemade belt that I'm gonna give away to the one Jordan Ramsey. For yet, his request was a winged eagle belt, and you see I'm close to near the end with it. Hopefully, when I'm done with it, we then start working on the next project. Which obviously, if there's no chance of a 900 subscriber within, I mean, anytime soon, but yet I will say by next week we start the progress of the Road to WrestleMania Choose a Belt contest, to where it's up to you, the fans, that choose on a selection of belts that I have lay out for for me to make for you guys, and see if I can actually have the skill to make that belt or not. I mean, so far my previous belts I have made were something I could do. I mean, like WWE Spinner, US Spinner, Smoking Skull, several custom belts. Hold on one second, folks. Uh, and the European title, the two versions of the IC title, the Oval IC and the Classic IC, the Hardcore title, the Undisputed title, the Light Heavyweight, ECW, and Winged Eagle belt. It's time. Maybe I should add another title to my wall of homemade belts that I have never made before. And I think I still got a couple suggestions somewhere. It's just up to you, the fans, that choose what belts I should make. All right, so there we go. The first strap, the first layer of the strap. Obviously, this ain't gonna be the top layer because it's got several marks on it. I'm gonna put this below the top layer. It'll be the filler end. Usually, when you're making a strap for a homemade belt like this, you just gotta get yourself some vinyl, or if you do use leather, because you probably do work with leather, I would say one one to two layers of leather would definitely help for the front and back end. But there we go. Going to lay this down, and gonna take a minute to breathe up on that. I think I may be able to get two or three, maybe even four layers on this belt. Because I think this belt probably would. I think usually sometimes I would do three layers just to be safe. That's like the lowest minimal layers I use of vinyl for a belt. But I think I may do three to four, just because how vinyl's real thin. It's mostly could be used for backings of belts, like the vinyl. It's mostly used for backings of actual leather belts. So I'm gonna probably stack them up, put layers onto them, use puff paint to seal the edges, because I don't have the type of thing they use to seal edges with. But yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get this done, and by next week I probably finish this belt. And when I do, show it off, then set up to ship it out, and hopefully Jordan Ramsey is gonna enjoy this belt, because this is the second time I'm actually working on a Winged Eagle belt. Well, technically I would say that's a lie, since I did made three hardcore belts, well, 3 to 4 hardcore championship belts, and those are technically winged eagles as well. So we could say it's like the sixth winged eagle I worked on if you're counting the hardcore championship. Yeah, and now when I get this done, well, speaking of Royal Rumble as well, that's coming up next week. Anyone's predictions on who may win the Royal Rumble? Like so far, I'm having thoughts of either Braun Breaker or Roman Reigns. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on who you think may win the men's Royal Rumble. The women's, I'm not quite sure of who may win that one. Maybe a returning Bianca Belair if she ever returns. 'Cause I think they're already setting up for AJ. Because I know they're setting up AJ probably for AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the women's Intercontinental title. The real Rhea Ripley WWE. We effing did it. We effing did it. As I promised, big, huge shout out. EO is hurt, but we got it done. Wow, guys, we got the real Rhea Ripley here. Well, I'd like to say congratulations at the real Rhea Ripley because I got to say, congratulations on winning that match. It was a great match. And luck and surprised to see that the women's world champion got involved to help you and EO out winning the title because of uh, Rodriguez. Yeah, I'm trying to remember her name. Yeah, when Rodriguez came in and tried to get EO and them to lose the title from you. So again, yeah, thank you, Rhea Ripley. So again, like I say, guys, big shout outs to the real Rhea Ripley, and I say congrats on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for on their matchup against Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. Even though Raquel Rodriguez got involved and almost cost you two the titles, I say even a big thanks to Stephanie Vaquer to help you guys out. Because I know now the next goal probably for you and Io is the Women's Royal Rumble, right? Yeah, Raquel should have never be in my business. Yeah, we know how you two had that big rivalry before back in NXT. How two women of your statures collided, basically two titans colliding and wondering which one's going to break first. Now, now when it comes to this, the women's Royal Rumble match. Obviously, we already know when it comes to it, it's every woman for herself. Just like it is for the men's Royal Rumble, it's every man for himself. Is there any chance of possibility we may see Rhea and Io working together for to eliminate more women, or is it just you're all going to work on your own until and if it does come to it where it's you and Io left in the Royal Rumble, then you work on each other, or is there or do you? Because I don't want to give away. I'm pretty sure you don't want to give away any spoilers and stuff like that. But is there a chance that we may see you and Io working together during the Royal Rumble match to do a more possibility of eliminations? Yeah, me and Io need to talk about that probably on Monday. I'm like so banked up, hurt. And yeah, definitely me and her need to talk about that. Yeah, I say definitely need to rest up for that. And as well, we see you gotta have another match sometime. I'm pretty sure I don't know if it's gonna be either on Monday night or on SmackDown or probably during the Royal Rumble. But you have to defend your tag titles again against the Women's United States Champion Julia and her partner Cora Jade. I think that's her name. Yeah, Cora Jade. Yeah, the thing you gotta defend your titles against them next, and then you gotta evolve with the Royal Rumble match. It's definitely gonna be tough. Yeah, because I'd say the worst that comes to it, especially when it comes to a big PLE that begins the road to WrestleMania, like the Royal Rumble, is the worst case to go in there and knowing you may have to pull double duty. Not only the fact to defend your titles, but then later on get involved into a match where you have the opportunity to go against Stephanie Vaquer or no, not just her. Let's say we'll just say for the women's world heavyweight title or the women's WWE title, and we don't even know who may end up in that Royal Rumble match because there's always those shocking surprises. Like we may see a Hall of Famer appear. We may see someone that's from TNA, from NXT, make an appearance in these Royal Rumble matches. Even shocking returns, like we may suggest to see someone that we haven't seen in a while that's been out for a while. Because that's another thing. Like I haven't heard a lot about Tiffany Stratton. There's a chance we may see her enter in this Royal Rumble. I mean, obviously, I know you probably can't give full details on what may happen because, again, this it's a closer to kayfabe thing. But yeah, definitely be a lot of shocking surprises at the Royal Rumble. 1 second, folks. I just had a stretch. Let me turn on the slide a minute. I'm gonna trace out this strap I got here. And of course, I do say as well a big shout out to Sami Zayn finally getting a shot at the world title again. And I think he truly deserved it, especially in his hometown of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I mean, there could have been a possibility we might have saw a repeat of a Montreal screw job there. But yeah, I say Sami Zayn finally deserved a shot at the title and another chance at redemption, especially against Drew McIntyre. But it's gonna be a long road for this week for Sami Zayn and them. Yeah, I have thoughts because I don't know what is going. This rumble probably be going to be insane. Yeah, be a lot on, but tag team champion as longer as I could. Definitely got that spirit and push to keep you girls going, and definitely be excited to see how it all is going to be at in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I mean, the first one of the big major PLEs to happen in Saudi Arabia, the Royal Rumble, and to think by next year, the first ever. But yeah, I saw that fight. My friend Damian Priest should have won. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he'll get his. He still has another chance. Think of this: if the chance that Sami Zayn does fail, or maybe he does pull it off and defeats Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, Damian, Dave, we got forget next week is Royal Rumble, and if Damian Priest is entering that Rumble, he still has the opportunity, just like Randy Orton, just like Trick Williams, and just well, who was that for? I forgot. Damian Priest, Trick Williams. Oh yeah, well, just like Randy Orton, just like Damian Priest, and just like Trick Williams, all of them are going to enter in that chance of the Royal Rumble because you always that Royal Rumble is just the beginning for the road to WrestleMania, and even after that, we also got Elimination Chamber, another shot at a chance to becoming a world champ to fight for a championship at WrestleMania. I say last night, they said in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, obviously nearly close to the great my great state of Michigan. Definitely extremely cold there last night. They said it was like what -7 degrees, and obviously around here it would have been like -3. And obviously dealing with this winter cold is quite a task on its own. Yeah, definitely. But at least we see by next week we go from some place that's extremely cold to some place that could be somewhat decently warm. Because after all, we're talking about going to Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble, and we'll be excited to see how that arena is going to be for the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's probably going to be bigger than the greatest Royal Rumble of all time. Then obviously there's the Elimination Chamber. That's a couple weeks then. Then as well, WrestleMania Las Vegas. They're going in for a second time in Las Vegas. And we also got to remember about Royal Rumble, the thoughts of AJ Styles versus Gunther. And AJ Styles' career is on the line. For if he loses, he must retire. Even though this he claimed that this year is his last year, I'm thinking this should still be more time for him to go. And I'm thinking, what are the thoughts to you guys to think? But yeah, man, I just came and popped in here and told you like I did. We won. Stay tuned by Monday Night Raw, and I'm gonna get some shot of Monday Night Raw, but I'll always come back here. No problem. If I have time. Yeah, no problem, Rhea Ripley. Yeah, definitely. If I have time. Hey, Pez. Hey, DM. Hey, Pez. How are you? We had Iram here for a minute. Now we got Pez here and all that. Yeah, the cold is nuts. But I said definitely. I'm born and raised in a state to where we just handle the cold just like they would in Canada or Alaska. Right now, it's like snowing outside. We dealt with the cold before. It was so cold that I couldn't even stand outside and take a breath because I was living with my asthma. I if I took a cold, if I for it being in negative temperatures, if I took a deep breath, it just felt like it sucked the air right out of my lungs. And obviously, for me, I don't want to deal with something like that, so I always have to wear a protective face mask over me when I'm outside for freezing temperatures like that. I'm definitely snowed in today. Yeah, definitely a cold front coming into the United States. And I say it's definitely snowing here too. I'm surprised I have the light on. I mean, usually it's nothing but white outside my window right now. And I say, Pez, what was your thought on Saturday Night Main Event? Pez, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? And I gotta say, like I was talking about, like AJ Styles, knowing that his matchup against Gunther coming next week. Your thoughts, the fact that it could definitely maybe his last. I remember Rio is always on hot. Have a good one, mate. Thank you, Rhea Ripley. Guys, shout out to the real Rhea Ripley WWE for joining us. I love the AJ Styles match. It was awesome. Definitely. It brought back the thoughts of the last time of when AJ and Shinsuke Nakamura fought in Japan. Obviously, they've been having a rivalry battle throughout this long run in their careers. Battling, I think they fought 6 times or so. Obviously, AJ now winning most of them. Two of them ended up as draws, and I think two that ended up with Shinsuke Nakamura winning twice. But yeah, I do say so. That was a great match. And I say AJ Styles definitely deserves the respect. No, and it almost feels sad to think that. Let's just hope that it's not going to be his second to last match because we already know by Royal Rumble he's going to face Gunther. Too bad AJ's going to lose at the Rumble. His contract is up in February. Oh, oh, it's already known right there that his contract is up in February. Well, wait. Oh yeah, we're already near the end of January here. So you're saying next week is definitely his last. Well, I had Pez here. Or no, well, Pez, I had Iram here. Sorry, I got my names mixed up. I had Iram here saying that there's a chance that AJ Styles may still wrestle. It's just that it's his WWE career that will be over. He may just go to back to TNA, which I'm thinking that's kind of like an ultimate middle finger if he did that. Kind of like how Sting was. When Sting got inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, he announced that it was his retirement to professional wrestling there, but then he comes back to AEW to wrestle for a little longer, and then announced his retirement there as well. So how would you feel if you think that AJ Styles would say he would retire from wrestling, but then like come back and show up in TNA to wrestle there for a little while more? Would you say that's more of like an insult to WWE if he did that? Not only to retire in the WWE, but then just come back like a week or so after in another production into another company and wrestle for them. He might just be retired from WWE. Could still go to TNA. Yeah, that's exactly what Rams said. That he may just retire from WWE and just move to TNA. Well, I just feel like that's kind of like a. It would sound more like an insult if he did that. I don't think it would look. I don't think I would look at it as an insult. Well, it did like how Rick. Hey, fish. Hey, Iram's back. Hey, guys, we finally got you two back here together, and we've been here for over an hour. We had the real Rhea Ripley here. I was chatting up with her and congratulating her on her win at the Saturday Night Main Event. Well, yeah, I've recently been doing working on my project here on working on the Winged Eagle Belt. And plus, I wanted to see Collision last night, but obviously I was just going to watch Saturday Night Main Event. It's hard to watch two shows at once, you know. Like, man, I had to watch Collision probably on my phone while I was watching Saturday Night Main Event on my Xbox. But as well, since you're here, Pez, pretty sure if you've been keeping up on my channel, I would say that a couple days ago, I've recently unboxed this bad boy, my 54th belt in my collection, the WCW Cruiserweight title. I'll go back and watch that AAA event later. Superstar, you guys want to win the Royal Rumble? Huh. Well, for Royal Rumble, that's going to be a hard one to say because I already had my thoughts saying it was either going to be between Braun Breaker or Roman Reigns. I'm not sure if they're going to have Cody Rhodes win his third one because it would be odd to think that he just like a couple years ago he won back to back, and then he was a champion at the last Royal Rumble, but then he would go back literally within 4 years he would win three Royal Rumbles. That would be kind of a shocker thing to do. I mean, I can see eventually he can win three win 3 Royal Rumble matches. I mean, how long can Stone Cold Steve Austin hold the record for the most Royal Rumble wins anyway? I mean, Randy Orton won twice. Brock Lesnar won twice. John Cena won twice. I believe Triple H won twice. What do you think? Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is good in WrestleMania? Hmm. Yeah, I watched that video of the Cruiserweight belt. I think yours is better than mine. Well, if you think it is better, I say go. I say go hit up Muhammad Tala Belts on Facebook. He also does best quality. I think he has a best quality belt Facebook page. I'm hoping Chris Jericho comes back in to win Royal Rumble. Well, I mean we don't. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have Chris Jericho return for the Royal Rumble, but to win it, I'm not sure. If anything, I think they're gonna set him up for something big to do at WrestleMania to go against someone. But who? It's hard to tell. Well, since we got you guys here, shall we do near the end of of this stream? We do a wrestling quiz time. How do you guys feel about doing a wrestling quiz time? Let's first start off with the easiest thoughts. Pez, Iram. I mean, I'm pretty sure Iram won't remember this, but I know you will, Pez. You can tell me when when this title was defended in WCW. What match comes to mind, and probably one of the greatest matches you'd say WCW put on, where this title was defended? I mean, it's not really much of a quiz, but it's more like your guys' thoughts. What's your opinion? What was probably the best WCW Cruiserweight Championship match that happened in WCW? Man, I say if Paz, I mean, Paz probably knows some matches, or he probably watched some of the Cruiserweight Championship matches. I don't watch any WCW any cruiserweight match of WCW. Okay, so what about you, Pez? Pez, if you're still there, let me know if any great match. What matches you? My opinion, when Dean Malenko lost the title, and the title was part of the J Crown. Oh, okay. Because I say one match that comes to mind for me, the best match for this title to be defended was Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero in this, I think, Halloween Havoc in '96, where if Rey Mysterio lost, he had to unmask. Okay, but let's say this one. True or false? Speaking of Chris Jericho, when he was in WCW, he wanted to have a match with Goldberg, but he never had the opportunity to. But during his time in WCW, when he wanted to have that match with Goldberg, he decided to mock him by trying to be a version of him himself, but with a mixture of Spinal Tap, not finding his way to the ring. True or false? That Chris Jericho wanted to fight was going to be in a match with Goldberg so bad, he tried to emulate Goldberg by basically stealing his entrance theme. 10 years ago, AJ Styles debuted in WWE, and I watched that live. Yeah, I watched that live too. He debuted in the biggest Royal Rumble match there was, where it was Roman Reigns versus 29 others in the Royal Rumble match for his WWE Championship. Like I say, true or false? During Chris Jericho's wrestling career, when he was in WCW, he wanted to fight Goldberg in a match. To the point he was starting to emulate Goldberg's entrance and had a little hint of Spinal Tap to it where he couldn't even find where the ring was. True or false? Sounds true. Well, and Aaron says false. Pez says sounds true. Well, the answer is true. During a matchup, Chris Jericho was thought of the idea to try to mock Goldberg. So he had a bunch of the crew members pretend to be like like Goldberg's bodyguards or security, and walk out to the ring. Problem was, he's going through door to door trying to figure out where the ring was, and they kept playing his music over and over again until when he found the ring, and then he came out. So yeah, the answer is true. All right, how about this one? Okay, I got it. During the time of the alliance, they were unifying titles with I mean WCW titles with WWE titles. One being the WCW tag teams with the WWE tag teams. And another one being the WCW US with the Intercontinental title. But when they wanted to unify this title, what was the other title of WWE they were unifying this with? And for a bonus point, can you say who was the first winner of the unified WCW and WWF like cruiserweight championship? Well, I heard Jason Momoa is going to play Lobo in the talk to Chris Jericho after his last match in ECW for several minutes before he went to WCW. Oh, you did? That's pretty cool. Ram says Booker T. What? Booker T's now a cruiserweight. I'm saying when they were doing unified with WWF light heavyweight title. Correct, Pez. And do you know who? And say for a bonus point, did you know who held both the unified championships? Who held both the WCW cruiserweight and the light heavyweight title? If you don't know, that's okay. That I can't remember. I believe the answer it was a battle between Dean Malenko and X Pac for the WCW Cruiser. No, or was it Tajiri? Either way, I think the first winner was X Pac. X Pac held both the WCW Cruiserweight and the Light Heavyweight Championship. Okay. it's time we do a little bit of a. Okay, now let's do for a. Yeah, we'll do this one. How many times has the title been unified with the Intercontinental title? Because they had many titles being unified together. How many unification matches was the Intercontinental title involved in? I'd like to hear a number. Let's see if you guys can know this answer. Okay. Last match. All right. With the European. Okay. So just the European Pez? Because I think they're saying how many unification matches that the Intercontinental title was involved in. You're saying the European. Is there any more, or is that just, or do you think it's just the European? European. Okay. Is that all you guys are gonna say? Just the European guys. I'll give you a second to respond until I give you guys the correct answer. If there's anything else, it's slipping my mind. Okay. Well, we'll start off at the very first beginning of these unification matches. What about WrestleMania 10? Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon when they were fighting for not one but both belts. The Eurocontinental. Yeah. There's that. But I'm saying Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10 when they were going for the undisputed Intercontinental Championship. I believe that kind of counts since you're unifying two titles into one. Can you live stream when you're watching Royal Rumble? I see if I can because if I'm working the Saturday when the Royal Rumble happens, it'd be kind of hard to do that. As well, so there's that one, WrestleMania 10. Unified the Intercontinental title with the European title. There was that one. I think it was RVD versus William Regal on that one. Or no, I think it was Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy and RVD for the Intercontinental title for the unified titles. Then it was the Hardcore Championship with the Intercontinental Championship unification match for that one. Tommy Dreamer versus RVD on that one. Then there was Triple H versus Kane, where the Intercontinental Championship was unified with the World Heavyweight Championship until they brought that one back. So out of all the unification matches, I think I count four. Unless you want to count that WrestleMania one where it's basically Intercontinental title unified with the Intercontinental title that don't count. Like undisputed titles that think they don't count. Well, we'll just call that one maybe like a 3.5. So yeah, both the European and the Hardcore title were unified with the Intercontinental title, and the Intercontinental title itself was being unified with the World Heavyweight title. All right. How about this one? In 20, there's only one superstar that I remember that held not one, not two, but three WWE titles in 2010. Think of the What's the name of this superstar that held three titles? Let's see if you guys know this one. says The Miz. Iram, what is your answer? Oh, you don't know. All right. Well, the answer is indeed The Miz, because him and Big Show were the unified WWE Tag Team Champions. So he held the World Tag Team Championship and the WWE Tag Team Championship, but he was also the United States Champion. So yeah, the only superstar I know in WWE that has held three titles. All right. Let me see. What else is there? Hmm. Trying to remember. How many belts in new undisputed WWE champion? How many belts? I think you may need to have a better question than that, man. Hold on one second, folks. I know. If you go to mine, let me know. Sorry about that, folks. All right. Okay, well, this one. Out of the debut of SmackDown, after the old set was taken, the very first beginning of SmackDown, when they debuted the SmackDown Fist, how many years was the SmackDown Fist around before they retired it? So, how many years has the SmackDown Fist been used for their show before they retired it? They used the standard LED boards that we see today. You guys answer that question while I work more on my strap. All right. Wait. Let's see. You don't know. Answer is 4. WWE champion, old big gold champion. Black. Oh, well, wait. Actually, I think it may be. I think you should count 6 because during one SummerSlam when CM Punk was the WWE champion and John Cena was WWE champion, did they call that one an undisputed championship too? So technically, there should be 6 belts or 5 to 6 belts included into that undisputed championship thought. Iran. That one was a trick question. But Pez, the answer to this question: how many total years did they use the SmackDown fist for SmackDown back in the day before they retired it and turned it to the LED boards that like they did for Monday Night Raw? Hopefully, Pez is there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we'll just say it debuted in 2001, and then by 2008, it was retired and then went to the LED board. So a good 7 years, we'll say, that the SmackDown Fist was part of the WWE's show. All right. My question is how Chris Jericho grows hair in his 40s. That I don't think nobody would know. A lot of people might thought it'd be hair extensions. How about this one? True or false? For the buildup of WrestleMania 28, the end of an era match, Triple H versus Undertaker for the third time, when Undertaker made his return to challenge Triple H on Raw, he was actually wearing a wig the whole time because he actually cut his hair off bef- right after his matchup with him at last year's WrestleMania. True or false? Yeah, I'd say some have good hair as well. It all depends on like modern day medicine where they have certain things to help increase hair growth. Like the stuff you always see like on TV nowadays. Those infomercials that say they help increase hair growth and stuff like that. T. So you're saying true? What about you, Paz? True or false? When they were building up the matchup for the end of the era Hell in a Cell match, Undertaker versus Triple H. When Undertaker returned, he was wearing a wig. I'll say false. Well, actually, the answer was true. If you actually looked at the segment but just before, I'll say, well, he had long hair for 35 years ago. No. Well, actually, it's actually true because Undertaker actually did cut his hair off because he thought after 27 it was it for him. So he decided to cut his hair. Thing is, he didn't let Vince and them know it. So they had to make it to where they had to add it into the storyline somehow, some way. So they made him wear a wig during that promo. Did you cut or it's truly fall? But so, yeah, you can tell the difference between when Undertaker had his actual hair and when he was wearing a wig, especially during that segment, because you can clearly see how dark that hair looked when he was out there. It looked nothing like his actual hair. It just looked too clean and that, so you could tell that was a wig. Yeah. So yeah, the answer is actually true. All right. How about this one? True or false? For WrestleMania 30, for when it was Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, the original finish to the match was The Undertaker to continue the streak. True or false? I'm trying to. Well, I usually like to grow my hair out, but many times I just don't like to have the hair in my eyes and stuff. So I always keep it short. And many times do I rare wish to have it grown out? Yeah, sometimes. It's always such a pain in the ass to deal with. True. Iram says true. Pez, what do you say? True or false? For WrestleMania 30, when it was Undertaker versus Brock, the original finish was Undertaker to win the match and keep the streak alive. I would say false. They wanted to put Brock over all along. Well, actually, I mean, definitely you would say false because Brock obviously we wanted Brock over, but it's actually true. The original finish was that Undertaker was supposed to beat Brock, and it was gonna be that until just literally mere hours before the match. Vince would come to the Undertaker, and yet he never does that to anyone. And when he went to the Undertaker, Undertaker knew that the finish was being changed. So originally, yes, Undertaker was supposed to go 22-0, but it was Vince's decision that he wanted to put Brock over just to make him a bigger star because it's realized anyone that would break the streak would have immense heat and become a big star down the line. How about this one? True or false? Undertaker admitted that he actually wanted Roman to break the streak. They shouldn't have messed with the streak. I agree. According to what I saw when Bruce Pritchard talked about it on 6 Feet Under on the Undertaker's podcast, he wished that the fact that they should have left him be undefeated and retired undefeated. I mean that would have been pretty cool to see him actually go what 20? What would have been 27-0? Definitely would have been a good one. True. Iram says true. Pez, true or false? According to the Undertaker, he thinks if anyone would have beat the streak, it should have been Roman for WrestleMania 33. True. Yeah, I would say it's true because he mentioned that as well when he talked to Stone Cold on the Broken Skull sessions. They said if anyone was going to break it, he wanted it to be Roman because he was coming in hot that year. And if anyone deserved to break the streak, it should have been Roman. All right, let's see. Here's another one. True or false? Before Triple H came to WWE as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he actually wrestled a bit in WCW. True or false? Freddie Mercury biopic. What, Bohemian Rhapsody? T. Rising. Yep. Yep, the answer is true indeed. Triple H did debut in WCW first as Terror Rising, but I guess they let him go, so then they took him to WWE to where he became known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, which then evolved to be known as Triple H, to where he is today as his real name, Paul Levesque. All right, another one. Before Kevin Nash debuted in the WWE as Big Daddy Cool Diesel, he was in WCW. He was actually starting in WCW under a certain name. What was the name? No, I didn't. I ran TNA or AEW. Ooh, that's a harsh one. Yeah, I do like both of them. Indeed, I do. But I think TNA may have a bit of a have a bit of an edge over AEW just because the fact that it's actually having WWE partnering with them. Where AEW is having troubles now partnering with many companies. I mean, it has Ring of Honor and it has the New Japan Pro Wrestling helping them as well, along with CMLL. But WWE's got like AAA now. It's got TNA partnering with them. I mean, they got a lot of extra options. And WWE is just a bigger company. So TNA, definitely with the help of WWE, TNA would definitely have the edge. And I gotta say, no doubt, I love TNA. Oz at at Slambury 93. Yep, Pez got that right again. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be like the biggest battle if it came to is belt design. Which company had the better belt design? AEW, which has this beautiful title right here, or TNA? And I do say the TNA World Title looks fantastic, but me holding the AEW World Championship, it's absolutely beautiful. And I gotta say, TNA definitely will have a run for its money if it comes for the belt design wise. Oh, oh, there they are. I like AEW belt designs a bit more. I would definitely say that. Because some of the TNA title designs almost looking exactly the same from one another. Like how the International Championship almost looks closely to like the TNA World title, the TNA Tag titles, the X Division title, the Knockouts titles. But they all starting to look exactly the same. And I know me saying that when it comes to like, WWE, how their belts are exactly the same for both male and females. But AEW's belts stand out a little bit more, in my honest opinion. I have to say WWE probably, or I'd say AEW definitely will hold the edge when it comes to belt design. I do like my X Division title though. Well, which X Division title do you have? Is it the NWA TNA version, the the early TNA version, the Impact version, or the modern day version? You have Pez. All the TNA championships look the same. Definitely agree with that. I mean, the only thing that may stand out to them is the colors of the straps. Okay. Well, I'm just going to put this strap over here. All right. Now, many more? Yeah, probably looks like just do up to 3 right now with this belt. Or can I do 4? Maybe. To be honest, I'm not sure which version it is. Well, well, that's what I was saying. Well, I know there's a certain versions to the titles. Does your TNA X Division title say TNA and NWA on the top, and has the word title on the bottom? If not, it's not the very. It's not the first TNA title version. In fact, I think I may. No, I don't have. Maybe I do. Hold on. I think I may. Just may have. Because I say definitely. I mean, and I have one TNA belt right here. This is a kid's belt. It's the global TNA championship. It's the Big Red X version. Oh, yeah, it shows how old this belt is. The Velcro's coming off. Wow, this belt's 16 years old and it's already starting to fall apart. Miz is done. I would definitely. Well, I'm not sure if the Miz is done yet. I still got a lot more to go. But yeah, this belt here I have from the only TNA belt I do own, and it's over 16 years old. And I have some title. I have some kids belts that are probably about as old as this one, if not yet older, and are hold up in better shape than this. Yeah, here's another one that's about 16 years old that my kid actually like this. Here's like a kid's belt I owned when I like from 16 years ago that I had a modified version of. Here's the kids version of my world heavyweight title that I actually put snaps on. Yeah, I ripped the Velcro and put snaps on this title belt. And for being 16 years old now, the vinyl's starting to crack a bit. Yeah, I own some of these kids belts for years, and man, looks like I own a piece of history right here. Yeah, I got myself the big, like a kid's big gold belt, and surprisingly, it's in a lot better condition than that TNA title. Let's see what else I got that's probably about that old. Oh, actually, this one's in a lot better condition. I'm saying, look at the strap on this bad boy. This here is my WWE spinner belt. a WWE's Mattel spinner that I own since I was a kid. About nearly 10 years old now. Or no, 16 years old now. I modified to be like an actual championship. And man, this really did show his time and years after all these. But yeah. Oh, my. Hold on to it. Yeah, I'm definitely holding on to the belts. See, I held on to those belts since I was a kid. Like I still only even own some of the Jack Specific belts. Those ones that were basically foam straps. I still own those. Yeah, I've been holding on to those things since I was a kid, and they now about to be. I mean, close to my into my 30s soon, and owning those things, it just brings back a lot of memories. Me and my brothers and our friends, we fight for them in the backyard. You know, backyard wrestling at the time for tag teams for the world titles and all that. It was quite a run. You know what I'm saying? Now look at us now. Look at me now. I made my own world titles. And I made my own WWE titles or wrestling titles. And I collect them for the real ones as well. Well, not real ones, but close to the real ones. You guys ever attend WrestleMania? I wish to attend WrestleMania. If you ever make up any of your shirts for sale, let me know. I'll buy one. That's what I always wanted to know from people in my on my channel. Let me know if I went to the first WrestleMania I ran. Oh wow, we have a real true wrestling fan here who was at the very first WrestleMania in March of 1985. But yeah, I definitely want to think about getting it and turning into merch. But yet, I'm still not that big a YouTuber yet. I definitely want to work on getting to where I start selling merch. If you guys are interested into some DM Tombstone belts, T-shirts, let me know. I may eventually start working on making belt. I mean, getting T-shirts made and having them send out to fans that definitely deserve it. Maybe I should start thinking about doing that for when I do belt giveaways. For belt giveaways, not only you're gonna get a belt, but a personalized DM Tombstone belts merch shirt. 1 second, folks. All right, how about this one? I have some many dandruff. They make special shampoo for that. Yeah, like I said, like head and shoulders and stuff like that. But I'd say as well. Speaking of PLEs, what did your guys' first opinion when they moved when the pay per views or PLEs, depending on what you want to call them, when they moved them from Sundays to Saturdays? How did you feel about that when they moved them from from Sundays to Saturdays? Your guys' honest opinion. I mean, there's still some PLEs that may happen on Sundays, like NXT wise, or if it's a 2 night event like they do with SummerSlam and WrestleMania. But how do you feel when they do PLEs on Saturdays? Like your guys' honest opinion about that. Not much of a question, more like your guys' honest opinion. Because I remember like waiting for stuff to happen on Sundays, and then now when they move to the Saturdays, pretty good, so you can watch it at the beginning of your weekend. And I like that date change. Oh, you liked it when it changed it from Sundays to Saturdays? Because I'd say it would be better because you're watching it late at night on a Sunday, and then you go to sleep, and then you got to wake up, and then you go to work or school the next day, and you're just tired out because you were up all night watching the pay per view or PLE. I don't mind. Oh, okay. Well, one says he likes the change, the other one doesn't care about the change. To me, it's kind of like 50-50. I mean, obviously, a date change ain't no problem. It's still on the weekend, but the fact that they changed it on a Saturday versus a Sunday, I could think for honest opinion, say like if you're still in school or if you got to go to work on a Monday and you're tired out because you just stayed up all night to watch that pay per view, I could see it'd be better to be on a Saturday than it was on a Sunday. Oh, okay, that's good to know, Pez. I say like other people, like for me, like because I know I got to go to work tomorrow. I know if I was watching PLD tonight, obviously they still have a time schedule to where it's possible to watch certain things. Like WrestleMania, it could go all the way up to fucking midnight. And, and I know I would still probably be a little bit tired by the next day, but yeah, it would definitely be something. Okay, here's another one. Since we now see that we have a SummerSlam and WrestleMania be a 2 night event, if they go for a third PLE to be a 2 night event, your guys' honest opinion, which PLE should it be? I'd like to hear your guys' opinion. Which PLE? Don't forget Royal Rumble is at 2 p.m. Eastern next week. Okay, it's 2 p.m. All right. In my country, Royal Rumble is going to be live at 1 a.m. That's what I say. As well, they IRAM. You can also watch it on Netflix in your country. Here, we here in America, we don't have that luxury to change like that unless you got like a VPN that could change your like your residence from the United States to Canada or any other country to where you can watch like the PLEs on Netflix. But I don't have like an Express VPN or NordVPN or anything like that that able to change my at like my location. But I can still able to watch the PLEs with crack streams because hey, I'm not going to spend it on ESPN. I don't know why WWE went to ESPN in the first place. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure of it. They may allow it, but we can watch it our PLEs on Netflix. But after the PLEs are have you know come have concluded, because I did hear see mention that they'd shown WrestlePalooza and War Games and all that on Netflix. This is WWE like the Netflix account, but I've also heard that it was only going to be for a short time, but come I think what February they were going to shut it off. They were going to just wipe it clean again. But I'm not sure. It's just a rumor. Holy crap! We've been going on for nearly 2 hours, guys. I mean, it's not the first time I've gone over nearly 2 hours on a live stream, but yeah, definitely doing good on this and myself. But yeah, I want to have your guys' honest opinion of this thought. Since we had a SummerSlam and WrestleMania be a 2 night event, if WWE decided to make 3 events be 2 nights, what would the third night be that would match up with both SummerSlam and WrestleMania? Which one do you think should be a 2 night event as well? Let me know. Yeah, I agree, Pez. I understand WrestleMania being 2 nights, and I think it's overkill with other pay per views. Oh, okay. So you don't suspect, so you don't, so you're saying that Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, or SummerSlam being a 2 night event is a little bit too much? I mean, I can see maybe Royal Rumble could be a 2 night event because after all, they have two Royal Rumble matches, a male and a female. It's like one night being the women's, like night one of the Royal Rumble could be women's, like the main event be the women's Royal Rumble match, including with a couple matches in between. Then night two be the main event being the men's Royal Rumble match. Like I can see Royal Rumble could become a 2 night event because of the fact that certain Royal Rumble matches could go for over an hour. What is your opinion, guys, that people are troll Triple H because of Io Sky hug Triple H? As far as my opinion is, I don't really care much about what people say. I mean, if you were here, I mean, Pez was here at the time. We had a certain person on here called the real Rio Ripley. Man, ain't that a tongue twister? The real Rio Ripley was here on this live stream talking to us, and I say, I mean, was she the real Rhea Ripley? I'm not sure, but I say it would be a shock because to think, wow, how could a WWE superstar that is getting into it, Royal Rumble maybe, but not others. Just my opinion. Yeah, definitely would say because Royal Rumble matches could go to an hour, which takes out a good chunk of the time of a pay per view. So I could say for SummerSlam, not so much. Royal Rumble, I could see maybe. I mean, yeah, I feel like there could only maybe be three PLEs that could be a 2 night event. WrestleMania being one of them. It's always going to be a 2 night event. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 2 night event from now on. And SummerSlam, maybe, depending on how big of a SummerSlam you want that to be. And I don't even know if they're going to continue to make SummerSlam a 2 night event. Royal Rumble, absolutely. For the way how matches for the Royal Rumble matches, for the fact that they're probably the longest matches in the PLE, it definitely deserves a 2 night event. But that's only my opinion. All right. How about this one, guys? What are you saying about Rhea Ripley? Well, before I'm pretty sure you hear out here. If you were here, Iram, I'm pretty sure you were here, or Pez was here. He saw pretty much the comment in my comments of this stream. We had someone on here that was called the Real Ripley WWE a while back. I think like near the first like hour or so in this stream. It's at the Real Rhea Ripley WWE. Like she's like the or at Real Rhea Ripley WWE was on here on this channel, and we were chatting up a bit, explaining how I was congratulating her for an EO for winning the tag titles. I mean, I don't know if she is the real Rhea Ripley, but yet, hard to tell because I never thought I would chat up with a real WWE superstar. Maybe she was real, maybe she's not. It's it's fact. Well, that's what I said. I mean, hey, I would take it like with a grain of salt. I mean, I obviously don't think Rhea Ripley would actually join my live stream because after all, I'm not that big of a YouTuber. If anything, she might join the stream like YouTubers like Logan Paul, I Show Speed, KSI, and all those other big YouTubers, but no one like me. But I say it would be pretty funny and cool to think that if I actually had Rhea Ripley show up on my live streams just to chat up with just some simple Michigan boy like me, it would be pretty cool. I mean, I chat up with a lot of great other YouTubers on here like Pez. And that was, am I still here, guys? That was a bit weird. What she said, yeah. Well, she was saying like how she was asking for a shout out, how her and EO gone through the matches and stuff like that. Like, and of course she had to get some sleep for Monday Night Raw and all that. Typical stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure of it if it was the real Rhea Ripley. I'm pretty sure she won't be like blabbing out a lot of stuff that may be happening within WWE. After all, they still have that thing of kayfabe in it. Looked like a glitch in the Matrix for a second. Yeah, it did because it kind of something went wrong and just reset it back. We'll be going up for 2 hours. Probably that's a good. That's probably a good sign for me to try to end this real quickly before something bad happens. But before I go, perhaps we should do a little bit more quiz time, guys. All right. There is one movie out there that probably did help the inspiration for not only the rock and wrestling connection, but helped the inspiration for the first ever WrestleMania match. And it involved Mr. T and Hulk Hogan in this movie. What was the movie? I don't remember. All right. What about you, Pez? Rocky 3. Pez read my mind. Yeah, I would agree. The movie that helped inspire the rock and wrestling connection that would lead to the first WrestleMania would definitely have to been Rocky 3 because it had not only Mr. T in it, but also had Hulk Hogan in it. And it happened way before WrestleMania. I think it came out. I think that movie came out in 1983. So it literally had it literally involved with 2 years before Hulk Hogan would help create WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania, and for him to be Thunder Lips. It's funny the title belt that he wore in that movie looked awfully familiar to his Hogan 84 85 championship. Oh, 1982. Okay. So I was a year or so off. That's no problem. But it did probably help create the idea of the inspiration to bring wrestlers and celebrities together. Because Mr. T and Hulk Hogan were good buddies during the filming process of that film. All right, here's another one. True or false? I would say that when it came to Rocky 3 to help inspire WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania, when WrestleMania 21 went Hollywood during the time when they were inducting Hulk Hogan to the Hall of Fame, you guess it went full circle when Sylvester Stallone was the one to announce and induct Hulk Hogan into the Hall of Fame. So let's say true or false. For Rocky 3, not only to help inspire WrestleMania, but it came full circle when they had Sylvester Stallone induct Hulk Hogan in 2005 in the WWE Hall of Fame. Oh, the belt, it says 1981. Oh, well, back in those days, it was hard to put in, years for, like, sometimes it was hard to say years for certain movies. Like, when try to watch Mortal Kombat Netflix, it will say like 1996, but everyone knows that movie came out in 1995. I forgot who inducted Hogan. Well, if you watch on Peacock, rewatch WrestleMania Goes Hollywood when Hulk Hogan was inducted. They were showing a segment that Sylvester Stallone announced Hulk Hogan into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, so the answer is actually true. It was Hulk Hogan was inducted into the Hall of Fame by having Sylvester Stallone announce his induction. So it says 1981. Which belt? The Thunder Lips belt or like Rocky's ring belt? It's been 2 hours of streaming. Yeah, I'm surprised. 2 hours of streaming. And I may go for another minute or so before I end it because I still got to get back to work and working on this belt. Once I get it done and mark out the holes and put the belt together, hopefully in this time. Thunder Lips belt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because you went. Did you go to the Tampa's Hogan shop in Tampa? Because I was there. I never looked closely at that Thunder Lips belt. Then again, you got to remember in the movies, the time period in between the movies is not set in the exact same time that the movie came out. Say like the movie Titanic. The movie came out in 1997, but in the movie the time set was like 1996 because when Bill Paxton said about or when the characters were talking about 84 years, the Titanic sank in 1912, and 84 years after that, that would have been 1996. So many times in the movies are set like a year back in time. They're not set in the current time period, unless it's like a certain type of a movie, like a documentary or something like that. Take on Me or Final Countdown. Oh, all right. How about this one? When Brock Lesnar debuted in the UFC, his main song was "Enter the Sandman" by Metallica. But a certain wrestler also used that song in ECW. Who was that particular wrestler? Well, if the movie came out in '82, almost likely the movie was taking place a year prior. Yeah, definitely. That's how they do in movies. Like, or yet if they didn't talk about a certain time period of the movie, it can happen at any time. But most times, like say, if it's set in the current day, like Back to the Future was the only movie I know of that had it where they took place in 1985. Like the first movie, it came out in 1985. The year in that movie was set in 1985. The ECW Sandman. Correct, Pez. So both Sandman and Brock Lesnar would use the song Enter the Sandman. Okay. All right. How about this one? A certain free roam of Avengers Doomsday or Doom 3. Well, I don't know about Doom 3. I don't know about the Doom movies, but I know about the Avengers. So I would say Avengers Doomsday. All right. We'll do one last thing before I end the video here. So I want someone to say, do any of you know five wrestlers that had wrestled in ECW, WCW, and WWE? So out of those three corporations, I want you to name five WWE superstar or wrestlers that had debuted in those three companies. Can you name a tag team that held the NWA, WWF, and AWA titles? Um, I may say the Wild Samoans could be one of them. I'm gonna take a guess on that. I may say I think maybe the Wild Samoans. Yeah, I don't know much of the NWA or AWA. Looks like I can barely just get the a fourth layer done here. All right. Road Warriors. What was your question again? All right. I want you to name 5 wrestlers, either current or back then, that have wrestled in ECW, WCW, and WWE. Do you know? Can you name me 5 wrestlers that have wrestled in those 3 corporations? I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, guys, I'm back. I don't know. What's well, Pez, I'll give you like a couple seconds to let me know if you know of any wrestlers that have performed in both those 3 companies of WCW, ECW, and WWE. Let's see what you say. Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, and Sandman. I guess that's true. Sandman did work in WCW for a little bit, and then became part of WWE from when they brought back ECW. We basically named off the Radicals on that one. So yeah, no, was it Radical? Yeah, Radicals. You basically named off majority of those Radicals, including with Rey Mysterio. But yeah, there was also Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley as well that have performed in those. And I believe also Raven. Raven's another one that could have had been in WCW, ECW, and WWE. So okay, there's been those people. But anyway, yeah, I'm probably much gonna end it here. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the live stream. Thank you for all the likes. And yeah, I'm gonna probably put an end to this so I can continue working on my belt here. And then you know, I finish up this belt right here. Then work more on it, and then hopefully next stream date. It's gonna probably be next Saturday and Sunday if I can get to it. But yeah, shouts to Pez, shouts to Iram. Thank you guys for being a part of this live stream, for all the comments and that. You guys really do help out. And again, for all you that have been enjoying my streams, make sure you hit the like on them because it really does help out. Broadcasting before the Royal Rumble, I may and may not. I mean, I may do a live stream before the Royal Rumble, but during it all depends. If I'm working on Saturday next week, it'll be kind of hard to do a live stream and Royal Rumble at the same time if I'm at work. But if I'm not working, I'm gonna try to see what I could do. But the problem is, if I gotta do a crack stream on it, it'd be hard to do a crack stream on my TV and while doing a live stream of the Royal Rumble at the same time. Because most times I may have to watch it on my phone. But I'll try to see what I can do. So again, and for all you that are new to my channel, want to know what I'm all about, especially with the bad boys right behind me, check out my main channel, nearly over 650 videos there. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Let's try to bump me up to 900. And yeah, see you guys soon. Yep, see you guys. See you next time, Pez. But anyway, yeah, and as well as don't forget to ring the notification bell so you guys be notified for when I do videos and live streams. Obviously, I'll be trying to do some next week, and next week being the Royal Rumble, and I'll be doing a video probably after the Royal Rumble. I'm talking about the road to WrestleMania, choose a belt contest. Anyway, and shouts to as well Dex, who got me into doing these live streams. DEX, he has live streams on his channel as well. Look him up. And of course, Stephen Hammer, STEPHEN Hammer, who does belt related videos on his channel as well. Anyway, and don't forget to follow me on my social media, like on X at DMTombstone96, and as well on Instagram at DM96, where I might post stuff there before I post stuff here on YouTube. I'm DM Tombstone Belts, and for DM Tombstone Live, see you guys next time. Have a good day, everybody.